Vlad the Impaler, one of the most terrifying commanders in history. This man did not need to win battles. Most of the time, he ended wars before they even began. When enemy armies entered his land, they did not face soldiers or massive fortresses. They faced thousands of impaled bodies standing silently under the open sky. Bodies left to rot, to be seen to be remembered. His name was Vlad the Impaler, and fear was his greatest weapon. Vlad was born in the early 15th century in the harsh and unstable land of Wallachia, a small principality trapped between two giants, the Ottoman Empire to the south and the kingdoms of Christian Europe to the north. This land was constantly invaded, taxed, and betrayed. Rulers came and went, power changed hands quickly, and mercy was seen as weakness. From birth, Vlad lived in a world where survival demanded brutality. As a child, Vlad and his brother were sent to the Ottoman court as political hostages. They were not prisoners in chains, but they were never free. At the Ottoman court, Vlad witnessed absolute authority. Discipline was enforced through punishment. Disobedience was met with pain. He learned how fear maintained order, how power was displayed, and how obedience could be forced. These lessons followed him for the rest of his life. When Vlad returned to Wallachia and claimed the throne, he found chaos. The nobility plotted against him. Neighboring powers questioned his legitimacy, and the Ottoman Empire demanded loyalty and tribute. Vlad understood one simple truth. His army was too small to fight everyone. Instead of building a larger army, he decided to build a terrifying reputation. Vlad believed fear could protect his land better than walls, alliances, or promises. And to create fear, he chose a method so horrifying that it would echo across Europe. Embalmment. This was not execution meant to be quick. It was execution meant to be remembered. Victims were slowly placed on sharpened wooden stakes, carefully positioned to keep them alive as long as possible. Some suffered for hours, others for days. Their bodies were displayed publicly, along roads outside cities and near borders. Men, women, soldiers, civilians. Vlad made no distinction. Every impaled body carried one message. This is what happens when you oppose me. Fear spread faster than any army ever could. One of the most horrifying episodes occurred during the Ottoman campaign against Wallachia. The Ottoman army advanced expecting resistance skirmishes and battle. Instead, there was silence, then the smell, then the sight. A vast field filled with thousands of impaled corpses stretching as far as the eye could see. A forest of death. Historical sources describe even veteran soldiers being shaken by the scene. This was not warfare. This was psychological annihilation. Vlad understood a timeless truth. You do not always need to defeat your enemy physically. Sometimes destroying their will to fight is enough. Cities surrendered before his arrival. Enemies retreated without battle. Rumors did his work for him. Vlad ruled not through numbers, but through terror and reputation. Yet the question remains, was Vlad insane? Many believe so, but others argue his cruelty was deliberate and calculated. Vlad used terror as a military strategy. A smaller force backed by fear could stand against greater enemies. In a brutal era, he chose to be more brutal than anyone else. What makes Vlad even more complex is how differently he was viewed across the world. To his enemies, he was a monster, a demon in human form, but to much of Christian Europe, he was a defender, a ruler who stood against Ottoman expansion at any cost. Pamphlets and stories spread across Europe. Some exaggerated his cruelty, others justified it. To one side, he was a devil, to the other, a shield. Centuries later, his name would become immortal through a different kind of horror. Dracula, the vampire legend created by Bram Stoker, was inspired by Vlad's name and dark reputation. But the truth is simple. The real Vlad did not drink blood. He spilled it. And reality was far more terrifying than fiction. Vlad's death was violent and uncertain, just like his life. He was killed in battle, possibly betrayed by his own men. His head was reportedly sent to Constantinople as proof of his death. But fear does not die easily. Today, Vlad the Impaler remains one of the most disturbing figures in military history. Not because of how many he killed, but because of how he used fear as a weapon. He proved that terror could replace armies, that reputation could win wars, and that sometimes the most terrifying enemy is the one you never have to fight. So the final question remains, was Vlad the Impaler a mad tyrant or a ruler shaped by a brutal world who became even more brutal to survive? History does not give us a clear answer. It only leaves us with fear and a name that still echoes centuries later.